It's not his real name. Trust me, I am still trying to get down to the bottom of this to find out what his real name is.
So what your relationship has turned into is an investigation into who the man is that you've been with all this time, or you were with.
Completely. I am investigating who was I with. You know, I want to know, because it's like now I'm doubting I'm replaying every single thing in my mind, every single thing I heard, every single thing I wrote, every single thing I saw. You know, everything that walked in or out, and I'm thinking, what was that all about? Wait a second. Hold on. From January, from when I saw him at Grand Central when we had oysters at the oyster bar, the day after he signed his, confidentiality agreement that he was not going to squeal, right? No more blabbing about anything, not about the ex-wife or anything. So they let him out, but he's still under supervised custody. He's not under supervised habitation, but they're letting him get his own apartment. They're letting him live somewhat freely, but they were right on top of us. We were in apartment 2A, and they were in 3A. Two ex-Marine guys who looked like, and I knew them and they knew me. I hated their guts. And the manager from down the street, when the SWAT guys came to take me out, said, Andrew, you have to go home. Then these two ex-Marine guys, Maximilian, he calls Peggy. She was the manager of the restaurant down the street, Nisos. It's a Greek restaurant on 19th and 8th Avenue. She comes over. She says, Ange, I was terrified. These guys came down, and they told me under no circumstances was I supposed to let you speak to him, see him. I was just supposed to give you your two cats, Roxy and Sheba, out in the hallway, and that was it. They came from downstairs. She was in apartment 2A. They were in 3A. I knew that all the time.
Do you think
the fact that they actually came down?
Uh-huh. Do you think that maybe he felt that you were a danger to him? Maybe you felt that, or maybe he felt as though that he didn't want you to be in danger.
No, I don't think he ever felt that he didn't want me to be in danger. That was never the issue. No. We had a very dysfunctional relationship. I don't know how to put it any other way. And I grew up in a dysfunctional household, therefore coming home to Max was like coming home. Home was never a safe place for me growing up. Therefore, coming home to Max it's just like coming home.
So it was like a normal experience for you because you've already been in an abusive experience as a home or a dysfunctional experience.
And the intrigue and totally. And then, of course, I'm fascinated by the fact that, oh, my God, we're being surveilled. But then I'm also surveilling them while they're surveilling us. So then he's like, so my uncle comes over, my father's brother, and I walk my uncle downstairs, and he says, look, he says, you see that? When I came back up, he says, look, you are followed. I said, Maxie, please. I said, that's somebody else's security detail. I said, me and Uncle Hassan, when we walked out, we saw them coming in.
So, okay, here's a good question I want to ask you. Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
So, if he was such a fraud, then why the security? Why the surveillance? Why?
Because of his ex-wife.
So it was because of his ex-wife?
Yes.
And
if anything, they might have to take him back into supervised habitation. They might have to take him back in. Because apparently, here's what he told me. All of us, we all have profiles. And Homeland Security and SACI, they all have profiles on us, depending, how we live, with your credit cards, where do you go, what do you spend, where do you spend your money, how do you spend your money, where do you shop, what do you do. It creates a profile about you, right?
Right.
It's called data mining. Mm-hmm. So all these data mining companies, they track where you go, what you do, yada, yada, yada. So, and they build a profile on you, so they kind of characteristic, like you have FBI profilers, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what's going on in this person's head, right? You got a serial killer running out there. How do we figure out where he's going to strike next?
So they think they think he's a security risk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not just him, me. He said the one thing we both had in common was in my profile and his profile, we were both loose cannons. Loose cannon, unstable.
You were saying that he was under surveillance, and that could this be the reason why the phone conversation? Could this be why the phone conversation decided to go the way it did?
Because he had a Blog Talk radio show last year, and they would call in to say how they felt about the show. Blog Talk Radio, Maximilian de Lafayette.
And they would call in
July.
And what had happened? What had happened?
Colonel Zach. Now, Major Greg. Okay, let me tell you. These are two key figures. Okay, Major Greg and Colonel Zach. They're probably going to kill me for this, but who cares at this point? Major Greg retired, went to Oshkosh, Bagosh, opened a bicycle shop. He was the one who wanted to see me out. He was willing to throw me under the bus from day one, right? Colonel Zach is the one who sent the carpet, the zebra rug with the pink border. Do not forget this. Don't forget what I'm saying. Take notes. And then afterwards, I was asked, would I like to go on a mission to Michigan, to Dearborn, Michigan, by the guys upstairs, in his apartment. So I knew we were being surveilled, right? I didn't know the bug was in the rug. Didn't know the bug was in the rug from Colonel Zach at the time. Found out about that later. And then he's like, oh, but they're going to train you how to shoot. They're going to take you to like a pistol or firearms range or something. I said, well, but wait a second. I said, I'm part Lebanese. If I'm going to be shooting at Lebanese people in Dearborn, Michigan, are they going to be shooting back at me? I said, and for $12,500, it really is not worth it. $12,500 is what I was offered.
To do what?
To kill a person. I'm really serious.
Why are you telling this story on the air if you're afraid your life is going to be?
Shoot, I shouldn't have said that. FCC is going to come. I shouldn't have said that.
All right, what we need to do.
It's the truth. Because it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Yes.
And
I've had FBI in my apartment. Do you know how many times?
No. How many times?
More than you have fingers on one hand.
Are you frightened for your life, Angelique?
Somewhat.
Really?
At least, something. If anything happens to me after this, at least I want it to be out there.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? That my story finally got told. At least it got told on your program. I'm really serious. I'm not joking.
Do you feel you're in over your head?
Gee, you must not have seen the 5 internet sites you built to slander me and my family that I had to take down, right?
No, I didn't see them, but what gets me is you're speaking about other things that
Dude.
that don't have anything to do with Max, but have everything to do with you and have everything to do with your fear for your life.
Because of what he did, because of what he told me about what Homeland Security and NSA really is. Mark Zuckerberg is not really the face of Facebook. It's actually, he's a front. Why do you think he was even in his movie or at his the movie opening? He is a front. Homeland Security and NSA is what's behind Facebook. I hate to break it to you. Facebook
Why? Okay.
is the best thing invented since the Bible. You know why?
Why?
Because we get to vent all our ideas and so on, and we invite all our childhood friends and so on, and we link up, and we are so happy that we got to, link up with, oh, God, I haven't seen or heard from that one in 20 years and so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is, it's the best communication device ever. You want to track the world? You want to put your finger on the pulse? You put your finger on the pulse of the world, what the world is thinking, where they're going, what they're writing, what they're doing, what they're looking at. Facebook, hello. Facebook and now Twitter. Mark Zuckerberg knows exactly what he's doing. He has sold his soul, and he is working with Homeland Security, NSA, CIA, and everybody. Have you not noticed what is going on Facebook? Have you not noticed how they just randomly change everything without your permission?
Yeah.
Exactly. Why? They've already got all your friends. They've already found out all their info. In order to profile somebody, you have to know what are they like, what are they into, what are they interested in, this, that, and the other. That I have to give credit to Maximilian for. He was totally right about that, 100%.
So
Germain Poitier will get shut down. Germain Poitier will get shut down. Benucci will get shut down on Facebook. He will get shut down for 3 days.
What do you think? I mean, he said goodbye. It was an abrupt goodbye on the show. How do you think it went down?
Okay.
What do you think happened?
Let me see. The only people I ever knew about were Major Greg and Colonel Zach. Colonel Zach, who actually confronted his superior concerning Maximilian, or the guy we know as Maximilian. And for that, he said something. He got something happened to his pension. He got I don't know. He got penalized. Sweetie, I would not come on your show if I did not have a harrowing story to tell. I have nothing. I don't have time to waste. God knows how long I'm going to be here. God knows how long he's even going to be free after this interview.
What was the thing he said that he got shut down for? Everybody says that what he said was open knowledge. I mean, what is it do you think that he was shut down for?
He said use your imagination? What do you mean use your imagination? Use imagination about what?
I don't know. I don't know what it is that he decided to leave or he was told to get off for. What do you think that he said?
He was not tired. He was not tired. Yes, he is an old man, but no, he is not tired. He and I would stay up until 6 o'clock in the morning. No, he was not tired. He got a phone call to shut up. He got a phone call to stop blabbing. That's what he got. And then all of a sudden now they said, okay, try to, say goodbye. So he came up with the most eloquent. He was trying to come up with the most eloquent, charming goodbye he could come up with. Not the first time. This is not the first time this has happened.
We're going to take a break.
Hi.
You're going to take a break. We're going to take a break.